Hey, back with another episode of the Manga magazine series and another Axe issue for today. It's been a while. I've done a bunch of Gara issues and some Kaiki issues, but I have read quite a bit of Axe as well, so took one out of the shelf. And this one specifically is one of the earlier Axe issues that I read. So this is issue 113 with a cover by Yoshikazu Ebisu from his series The Pits of Hell. So this is, I don't have the English version, but this is the Japanese tankobon version, and this is the original art for that. So in this specific edition, the reason why the cover is Ebisu is because there's like an interview at the start of the issue for Ebisu. So this specific issue came out in 2016 October, and has a ton of stories, as with all the other Axe issues as well. A lot of these stories are continuations of series of serialized manga, so a lot of them I will be just flipping over. You know, there'd be like chapter 8 of something, chapter 50 of something that I wouldn't really understand. So here it is. Here is Ebisu and the list of all of the stories in here, columns, etc. So first couple of pages, I'm pretty sure is an interview with like extra information and commentary on Ebisu's works. So I'll just flip through all of this here. But yeah, one of the earlier Axe issues that I read, this one is pretty good. Has a couple of cool stories mixed with a bunch of variety. So this is so it's advertising this series here. This book is the reprint, I believe. So it's like the newer edition. I believe that's why. Yeah, so this one was the 1981 edition and a 2016 reprint. Cover, I believe, is actually done by designed by King Terry, off the top of my head. And another advert for Pachinko, another book by Ebisu. So we've also got a little like section, small comic by Ebisu at the end. And now we get into the manga. So if the manga is like a chapter, like a serialized thing, or if I don't understand it, I guess I'll go through a bit more quickly than usual, just because there's so many stories in these Axe issues, despite them not being that long. Well, I mean, they're 270 pages. There's just so much to get through. So the first one, Theater of Sorrow by Touyou Kataoka. You will see him a lot in Axe issues. Has an art book out, I believe, as well. Next one, Jonta by, I believe the name is pronounced Sekine Miyu. This one I really do not understand at all, although I do love the simple art style. Most of these artists I don't really have too much info on. You know, compared to Garo, there's tons more information about Garo and the artists in Garo. You know, all these essays by Holmberg and I forgot their name, sorry, Mitsuhiro Ayakawa, I believe, was the other co-editor of the Tsuge Yoshiharu series. All the information on all these Gekiga artists makes it a lot easier to grasp their context, their works and everything. But 2016, a lot of these artists are new, a lot of these artists don't really have resources on them, so it can be a bit hard to figure out how their name is pronounced, who they are, etc, etc. But yeah, next one, we do actually have an artist that I do know and has popped up on the channel before, previously in the Kaiki series. This is a story from the series, A Song in a Pocket by Mori Masayuki. So this specific one has like two sections, I guess, two different stories. One of them is about a kid who is is sort of listening to and is attached to this song that reassures him that other people can feel as lonely as him sometimes. And the girl over here, or I think it's a woman, she is hospitalized, but she hears a song that helps calm her. So yeah, mainly just about, as the title of the series suggests, songs, attachments to songs, its emotional impact, all of that. Next one, Tokyo Ichimatsu Story by Ooyama Kai. Chapter 8 though. Don't know what's going on in here, but I believe this one was a really weird one. Yeah, this was strange. Very interested to know what the actual story is. This is chapter 8. But yeah, I gotta censor this, but maybe is this like a Tsuge Yoshiharu reference? I feel like there's actually a panel that resembles that. It might just be me though. Alright, next one. Kurihara Takashi is the mangaka name. It's from their work called The Captain and I do actually have a tankobon by them. Very cute, actually. I might as well pull it out just because Kurihara Takashi is an artist that I do want to get into sometime. I've had their works for quite a while, so I'll pull that out now. Found it here. This is the only tankobon I have from Kurihara. He or she, they do have a number of other works, but they do like these really cute cartoony gag manga, I guess, following this alien creature. So it looks very fun. This is actually the chapter, I believe. Was this the chapter we just saw? Not too sure, but that chapter should have been in this tankobon here. So yeah, cool stuff. That was Kurihara Takashi. I'll just go back. This is a chapter 7 of the series. So we'll flip through that. And you'll also notice as well, a lot more, I guess, Heta-uma-like works in acts. Still bringing that spirit across from the later decades of Garo. So the next one is a story called Warrior Punch by Okada Mamoru. And this story is following a tribe or community. One of the guys, his name is Punch. He's a young warrior, and he gets motivated by looking at the dances, pretty much. So here he is just getting motivated, and they go to fight. That's pretty much it. This one, this artist, I'm not actually too sure. I know might be Michihiro Hori, judging from the art. I will have to check that specifically, but this is just a little section for them. Right, this one, not too sure which one this is. It's another series by Shiriagari Kotobuki, Koisomore Sensei. A 4-panel work. This is chapter 63. Next one, another serialized work, Gudo-kun by Tsugino Tsugio. Interesting, they've censored these with the axe logo. Also, this specific story, the texture of the art is also quite interesting. It's like very, I don't know how to describe it, like sketchy, scratchy, mixed in with these like static, a lot of, like the background has a lot of static, so that's quite interesting. So yeah, you notice a lot of these stories very short, a couple of pages long. So they're cramming in a lot of different artists. So if you do like that sort of makeup of just an anthology that has tons of artists, you're not really worried about having very short stories, very short sections. Axe is pretty good for that. Also, if you do love variety, although it does lean towards Heta Uma a lot, but there's still variety, of course, with a lot of the axe issues. So this one is like, I believe, Finnegan's Fake is the name of this one. Apparently, you read this one from starting from this page, going backwards against the magazine. So Finnegan's Fake by Yamazaki Harumi. This one is by Michihiro Hori, who also does Heta Uma-like works. It's a work titled I Graduated from Junior College. Chapter 15 of that. So yeah, I did find so this is issue 113. There are currently like 160 something issues. The later issues, there are more serialized works, so I do find myself skipping a lot of the chapters just because, you know, I won't be able to understand it anyways. Well, that's fine. You know, I eventually do pick up the tankobon and read the works, because Seiden Kogeisha, one of my favorite publishers right now, got a bunch of different books from them that I still haven't touched, you know, this being an example of that. So yeah, just in due time I will get through all of those. But this is the next one is by an artist that I feel like most people would know. This is a story titled At the Dental Clinic by Shintaro Kago, who is well known for his Eroguro works. And this one specifically, what we start off with is in the city, a lot of disasters seem to be happening. So like cars falling off buildings, fires. And the reason why it's called At the Dental Clinic is because there seems to be a connection between the damage in the city and this guy's teeth. So if there's a fire here, the similar damage appears in his teeth. So all of it is showing here. And he's wondering, well, why is the building connected to my teeth? What's happening? You know, do I have, like, how do I prevent this? But it actually turns out it's kind of the opposite, where whatever is happening to his teeth is happening to the city. So I guess it's a great chapter to get people to brush their teeth more, I guess. Very short one, but this last panel is pretty cool, blending in the two, the city and the the man. So that was a great one. Next one is also a pretty cool one as well. Love the art for this. This is a story titled Nostalgic Nessie. Nessie has been this guy is the main character is named Nessie by mangaka. I'm not too sure how to pronounce the name. Maybe it's Idoo Gui, maybe. But we follow this little kid, Nessie. He's spending his time near at a beach, and he's pretty much just exploring by himself. I think it's like the vacation or something. But as he goes out to sea, and there's also kind of some like the what was it here at the back? Yeah, he's looking at some like pornography, so it's also like a sexual awakening of sorts as well. But while he is on the raft, a gigantic monster appears, which kind of just looks like the Loch Ness monster, to be honest. Great art, love the line work. Obviously scares the shit out of him, and he drops, because if you look here, it turns out it's fighting like a giant squid, kraken. It's pretty funny, not gonna lie, this facial expression here. But he ends up washed up on the shore, so he's fine. But no one seems to really care too much. They're kind of just watching him. No one really bats an eye. So what he does, he just kind of just goes home and just chills, reflecting a little bit on the crazy events of that day. So that was a great one. The detail in the line work is amazing. So we'll move on to the next one, another work that I have read before. So this is Warashi no Hanashi by Wada Chizu, one of my favorite artists that I've discovered from 2023. I have showed off the actual tankobon in one of my earliest videos. So this is chapter 4. It's an amazing work. It's like a manga about this girl who is sort of chained to this mountain as a spirit, and it looks a lot at relationships and also our relationship with nature too. One of the best reads of 2023 that I had. Pretty dark moments with very cute art, so the contrast is great. And I might as well I'll find the actual book as well to show off what the rest of the art looks like. Alright, so here it is. Warashi no Hanashi. This is the tankobon. This is one of like the works that I really wish would be translated into English officially. We have had one, I believe Wada Chizu may have been translated in English in Glaeolia 2. They had also done the cover art for Glaeolia 3 as well. So at least we've got a connection there with Glacier Bay books and Wada Chizu. So one of my favorite artists like of the past year. Highly recommend this. And yeah, just hoping for that English release someday from them. So that's great. Always good to see Wada Chizu. So let's move on to the next couple of ones. We'll skip over a little bit. Demon Blood Child by Shimizu Osamu. No idea what is happening, but really cool fight scenes here. This is chapter like 26, I believe. Not sure, honestly, if I prefer this type of art. It's very flashy, but cool fights at least. Okay, and this next one, this one's a pretty funny one actually. Even though it's a continuation of a longer running work, I still read this because I thought it was like just a standalone work, but it's still pretty funny on its own. So I don't know the background of this work, but this is called Riverside, chapter 29, by Saitou Yuunosuke. So yeah, I don't know the background of this, but what is happening in this chapter at least is that this guy is on a date, pretty much, and what is happening with this guy is that every time he eats, his memories come back, but every time he goes to the toilet and takes a shit, he loses his memory. So you can imagine this is the worst way to live ever. He's just going back and forth. Every time he eats, he's like realizing things, and then every time he needs to go, he just is forgetful. And so he realizes that he's trying to remember what is going on. So the woman he's on a date with, he likes her obviously, and he wants to tell his future self to confess to her. Or maybe it wasn't a date, yeah. Or like officially ask her out. And here he is just in the toilet trying to write a note for himself to tell his future self to confess that he likes her, and it just goes through the memories of them. But I guess it's too late, because as he's writing it, the feeling of needing the shit comes through, and in a beautiful panel at the very end is just the sound effect of him shitting as he forgets, or as he writes down the final line, saying that, you know, I like you, that sort of thing, which was the funniest shit to me, honestly. But at the end, it's kind of sad. You see him just lose his memory, goes and wipes his ass, and leaves the restaurant entirely. So that was probably one of the funniest chapters I've read from Axe out of all the Axe issues I've read. Really interested to see what the actual story is, but that was what was happening here with this specific chapter at least. So That was an amazing one. Saitou Yuunosuke? Yeah, Saitou Yuunosuke is the name of the mangaka. So, let's move on to the next one. This is an artist I have shown before, Kanno Osamu. Their series, The Sea of Messiah, chapter 25. Again, don't really understand what's going on here. You'll find as well is that the art is very different from his artwork in all the other tankobon I've shown, just because there's such a big time difference between him working in the 80s and drawing stuff in 2016. So that's pretty cool that he's still doing stuff. I believe maybe not the most recent Axe issues, but pretty recently he's still just drawing manga, which is great. Next one is I'll Show You by Terada Kouji, chapter 10. Interesting pencil. They look like pencil art, to be honest. Sounds cool. Cute. Looks cute. Maybe not. I take that back. Not cute anymore. No. Oh, this one is crazy too. I've shown this manga off in the Weird and Wild video ages ago. This is a story called Document Okutama by Family Restaurant, which is an insane name for a manga artist. They do very weird works. This seems to be a couple that go to great lengths to shoot these movies or scenes, but the art style of Family Restaurant is crazy because what they do, it's a mixture of, you know, drawn art, and also they use sculptures as well. I think maybe paper sculptures, like something like that, where I think back before, this kind of looks like an example of it. They might take pictures of it and draw over that, but extremely weird stories and even weirder art. But I love it. You know, it's great. It's quirky, strange, and just funny sometimes. They have their whole. They only have one tankobon out at the moment. It's called My Name is Raisin Rum, and this appeared in that tankobon, which is actually, the Raisin Rum is its own titular series. This is kind of like a separate one shot. So if you want to see that tankobon, just go to the Weird and Wild video, maybe like, I don't know, 6 months ago, something like that. All right, we're nearly done. Two more stories to go through. Actually, no, this is the last story. So this is quite an interesting one, just because I don't really know anything about the artist, but from the Axe issues that I've read, I have loved their stuff. They focus on like very dramatic, or not dramatic, like slice of life, very contemplative works that focus on perspectives of living, that sort of thing. So this is a story titled Creep 5 by Kamimura Atsushi. Creep 5 is an interesting name. Not really sure where the title comes from, but we follow our main guy here. His name is Satoshi. And here you go, here's the title. Satoshi, he is an adult who's pretty fed up and bored with life. Lives the day-to-day, doing pretty much the same thing. But one day he stumbles into a friend, a younger friend from high school, I believe, who feels a similar way. So this is a great panel too. Love that reflection. Yeah. I think he does. Where is it? Where's the friend? I believe, yeah. Maybe a younger friend or maybe a younger cousin or something. She feels the same way. She's still in high school. Doesn't want to study. Doesn't want to do club activities. And she wonders why Satoshi doesn't do manga anymore. Because he used to be drawing manga, being a mangaka. And she sort of urges him to try again. And so it sort of ends off with him just stopping and contemplating at a river. So that was the last story. This is a little section by Hanakuma Yusaku and some more adverts and stuff at the back. Not sure what exactly this section is. Oh, news and info. Got some art by Furuya. See if there's anything else I recognize. Yeah, it looks like just new releases. This one is Yokai Story. I think the name is by Marina Shirakawa, who did the UFO Mushroom Invasion manga. There's some Maruo up here. And I think there's nothing else besides just like 2 pages at the back, which I probably have to censor anyways. It's called Kappa Focus. And I guess there's just illustrations by King Terry. So featuring Kappa Brothers, Real Kappa Untouchables, but Flamingo Studio is the studio of King Terry. And I will manually censor this. That's what it looks like at the back. So yeah, that was Axe issue 113. We'll try to get out more Axe in the future as well in terms of these manga magazine episodes. So I hope you enjoyed this one. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.